Hello, traders. It's 8:03 a.m. Chicago time on Thursday, the 28th of May, 2020. This is episode number 1764. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And you guessed it, risk on sentiment continues, although the NASDAQ taking a bit of a hit here relative to the other indices. Nasdaq showing, to the S&P, the Nasdaq showing approximately a 1.2% drop swing. The Nasdaq's currently down 0.76 or 72 points as it's weighed down by Facebook and others that are selling off and going in the opposite direction in the other indices. The leader today is the Eurostoxx 50. The Eurostoxx 50 up 40 points or 1.32%. The Russell is up 1.09% or 15 points. The Russell looks like rotation into the small caps occurring recently. The DAX is up 1%. The Dow is up 242 points or 0.95%. Gold is up again above 1700, trading at 1738.4, up 0.67%. The S&P is up 13 points or 0.43%. Again, the NASDAQ is the laggard, down 0.75%. The bonds are down 23 ticks, the dollar's down 21 cents, and the 10-year is down 6 big ticks, with crude down 0.04 or 4 cents, trading at 32.77. Actually, it's just really unchanged at the moment. At the July crude is trading, July WTI is trading at 32.83 currently. So crude has had a really tough time with 34.5 area and is holding below there. So that's where we stand. So this is where we stand currently. This morning we got some significant releases. What happened to my calendar? There it is. Some significant releases. We'll start out with the business confidence out of Europe. The Eurozone was expected at -3, came in at -2.43, which is better. And then the U.S. had durable goods orders, came in at -17.2, expecting -19%, slightly better. GDP growth is down 5%. Expecting -4.8, slightly worse. The prior is plus 2.1, so a 7.1% swing Q on Q in the GDP. And initial claims came in at 2.123 million versus 2.1 expected, just slightly worse. Continuing claims at 21 million and 52,000. Which is better than the forecast of 25 million and 750,000. Looking ahead, we do have pending home sales year on year today at 10 a.m., expecting -22. And then we get the gasoline and crude oil and distillate inventories at 11. Because of the holiday, it's shifted to today. We get Feds Williams at the same time at 11 o'clock Eastern, and then from there we're pretty much clear for the day until the unemployment rate out of Japan at 7:30 Eastern. Retail sales at 7:50 Eastern for Japan, and that's pretty much a wrap for what is scheduled. So the market is still responding higher. Yesterday was a clear V bottom. We'll look at that in a moment. There is, I don't know if you've heard of the small exchange. We have the pleasure of at EdgeClear to we're not an affiliate of the small exchange, of course. EdgeClear is a futures brokerage, but our partnership with them has led us to be able to have them on on June 9th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be hosting a panel with the folks at the small exchange, and we're hoping to get some information about their products, costs, and what's in the pipeline. And it gives an opportunity for anyone here to ask questions about the small exchange and what they have to offer. They're coming out with 3 products: an index basket called the SM75, a currency basket, and a metals basket. In futures, all trading for $1 a point or $1 a tick, and at very low cost. They're waiving fees, I believe, data fees for the first 2 years or so. So we'll have them on. That'll be 2 Tuesdays from today. And you'll get an announcement over the next few days about that and a link to join. Let's take a look at what was expected yesterday. Yesterday, the expectation was we were opening just above the, let me just make sure the right mic is on. I know I'm pretty far into the broadcast here to check it, but yeah, it is. So yesterday we were expected to open right on the edge of the prior day's profile, Tuesday's profile, and the expectation is that we would likely attempt to push higher into the 27 and then drop, but a rally into 41.75 or so, or well, at least a 40 in the afternoon. That was what was expected yesterday. I expected the point of control to hold at about 3,008.5, and for the market to stage a rally from there. That's the primary scenario you're seeing in front of you here. Scenario 1. What is going on here? Yep, scenario 1. That's what I was looking for. But that did not quite play out this way because the market had deeper plans. As you can see here, we had a lot of rotations yesterday. The 4-tick Renko cannot fit the chart on one screen at the resolution I normally use. And we see here that we opened right inside of the range, and we drop immediately to the point of control for a little bounce. This is the area I was expecting to stage a rally from. It also did not take out the overnight high early on. It ended up pushing down into the value low. And remember, I talked about the this 96, 95 area is a key area to check. And what it did is it pushed, bounced off of it just a little bit, and then fell through. And then we ended up with a market that is unable to exceed the mid. This was the first clean setup. There was a small setup back here. First clean setup for the short. We're looking for a range extension down, and it finally took out the prior day's low, which accelerated the selling. You can see this rotation is quite large, and the movement of the movement of the delta is with price. Price remained above the open, and that represents 0 on the delta line, and you can see the delta remained below. In fact, even when the delta got back up above, the price got back up above, the delta could not stage a run up with it. But then again, that was the afternoon, and the day is already, by the time we crossed the opening price, the day was pretty much done. So we end up moving down to 29.68, 75, the gap mid from the 16th, and pulling back to the IB for another test here. And then we finally get above the mid. We hold the mid pretty well there, and then we stage this strong rally into the close. With the market closing, this is a neutral extreme type day. This is a neutral extreme up day in the ES, with a profile that shows just active price discovery across the board. It's really you could see that the volume profile is just very choppy as both sides are battling it out. But we finish on a neutral extreme up, so we expect continuation higher into the extended trading hours as the auction's interrupted by time. So that's where we stand. We're above the millennial figure, and most of all, we are above that 1920 area. It's kind of interesting. If you look back, 2920 was significant. 2820 was quite significant. It seems like these 20s have been playing pretty well, and that's what we had. So we pushed for a high of 36.75 yesterday, right on top of a stock zone that was already in place, and that's where we stand again. This is yesterday. This is the stock zone that I'm referring to that held right there, the 36 quarter, 36 quarter. And again, I did expect the point of control to hold from the prior day, but ended up pushing way down here to this stock zone on point. So that's quite a big swing and a clear flush of longs, and then a V bottom squeezing shorts, and this is a big warning and not a good scenario for shorts here. It's going to continue to squeeze. It has tested below, and it has clearly not found interest to hold prices below 30. The 3,000 millennial figure. And so it's really important to recognize if you're short that this is what has happened, and it's likely to continue to squeeze these shorts. Here's the overnight session. I mean, it's really tough here to read the order flow in the overnight session. We have a lot of dark area in the middle. We have liquidity at key areas. The 30-50 is expected to have some high liquidity up here, and it does. We got very close. This was the next big area up, and if it was a day session, I would be stalking short in this area here. It's a stock zone. And then below, as soon as we pushed away from 30, we started to get this strong bid down here. But look at the book. The book does not look normal. It's very thin all the way through with some really strong liquidity areas as opposed to what is normal, which is to build into these high liquidity areas uh, versus these very pointed liquidity zones. So this is, to me, this looks like it's an algo kind of a trade. The high overnight's 53.75 up here, and that was put in early on. So the order flow in the overnight session is not really giving us much in terms of the layout and how participants are positioning themselves. We are pushing up against 30.50, and I expect that we'd likely get tangled here. This is the mid-century figure, and it often plays in. Here's what it looked like. Oh, what happened here? Sorry. Yep. Here's what it looked like. Look at this liquidity that came in right before the drop. This is a clear play here. Just stacking the book below the open. We pushed up on the open. Somebody stacked the book and pulled all those trades except this one, and it ended up trading out. But this is the sort of stuff that kind of tells me that there's a lot of play in here from algos. Let's take a look at the delta from yesterday. Come on. Probably should get off this laptop and just use my main PC. This is the delta from yesterday. Large lots were buying early, kept buying. Large lots are 10 lots to 99 lots consolidated. We take those trades and consolidate them back together so that we can see the bundle from the orders. And so this the looked like large lots were really holding steady. Very large lots sold early, but have been relatively steady in the morning. It's really the small lots that have ruled the movement in the delta with price. You can see price made a low, delta made a low, the very large lots really could not get above zero, selling for most of the session, relaxing and selling into the close. It seemed like the market was trailing the 9 lots or less, controlling price movement, telling me that potentially, I don't know, potentially short time frame traders were in control in this situation on this run. We're not seeing a big push by the large or very large lots on the move up. That's what that's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. So in terms of what we're looking for today, okay, so here's chart setup, changing colors. We're opening in another gap. Yesterday we were almost gapping up, but we ended up falling right into the open. We're opening up in a gap. Today I'm expecting responsive selling. One thing we did not look at actually is the overnight session, an important piece of the puzzle. There it is. Look at this overnight session. What does it say? What does it say about the action, the current action? What this overnight session is saying about the current action is the auction continued higher. The auction continued higher, but kind of faltered, right? Look at this overnight profile. So when I go and remove everything but the price action and the profile, you can see that it's completely balanced, and we have 450,000 contracts traded overnight. It's quite active, and so this is where this stands. It's really showing that despite the fact that we did migrate the point of control up in the overnight session, we really have not had a dominant force once the initial high was put in and the initial low was put in. We have a double bottom basically at the low. In the overnight session, the delta is negative overnight. So as we get back here to our current session, we're going to most likely look for an open that tests higher but is responsive. I'm looking for responsive play into the prior range, pushing 30.28. I'm looking for a test of 30.20 today before the bounce. I'm expecting a responsive play after yesterday's rally. I mean, this basically from the low to the high, this was a big trend day up, right? From 29.65 to 30.36. It's quite a bit of range there. And so today is going to have the continuation move, but I'm expecting it to be a rest day. I'm not going to be looking aggressive to the long side today. Yesterday, we expected a response down and a rally up. We got the response down that was a lot more than was expected, and we got the rally up, which did not quite push to where we expected it to, which was 30.44, right where we're trading today. We're trading today where the target was for yesterday. The secondary is an open auction that falls through, pushes down, impulses up, comes back in the middle of the range, and is consolidating on top of the overnight, above the overnight point of control, and likely drifting back up, being stuck at the 30.50 and drifting back up before breaching the overnight high and holding steady. Based on what I see, the evidence is, notice the negative delta in the day session, negative delta in the night session. I'm expecting scenario one to play out. Scenario one may push as far as the 3008 area, which happened to be yesterday's uh, value area, but there is no value in a trend day. But it is a stock zone. It is a high volume node. Could push as far as that 3008. These are the two main scenarios. I will be watching very carefully. What does this mean? I'm going to be watching very carefully to see how the market is able to migrate up. Are we lifting on size on the way up and getting price territory with size or not? And if it isn't, then it's likely to falter. And I'm looking for a short and look for the rotation into the overnight low at 30.28, and then a break into 30.20 being the key area from the open. So 30.20 is 25 points away. That's the key trade of the day, the big trade of the day. Okay, I'll leave you with those thoughts, and I'll catch you again soon. By the way, if you have not checked out EdgeClear, please go to edgeclear.com. I would appreciate your support. This is a brokerage that I launched April 2nd. We've been operating for almost 2 months now, and things are going great, but your support's appreciated. Since you need to clear your futures trades somewhere, whatever commission structure you have is not an issue. We are looking to build a community of serious traders, and we are the brokers are traders. The two main brokers are traders. The director of services, of brokerage services, has been doing this for almost 8 years, and of course I'm there. I'm 100% owner of EdgeClear, and we're going to do this right this time. So give us a shot, edgeclear.com. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.